Hi guys! Jake and Marisa, back again for more live reactions.
Kaitou, Sentai, Lupinranger.
Versus Keisatsu, Sentai, Patranger.
Pew pew, pew 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 pew.
Pew pew.
It's the last time we get to do that.
It's our final pew pews.
It's the last time we get to trade off on the Lupinranger and the Patranger.
Unless we, apparently, the summer movie is finally available just like a week after we wanted to react to it.
Is there going to be a gap between this and the next?
We will probably see some sort of commercials at the end of this, I would assume. I have not checked.
No, I meant like, maybe we could do it on the weekend between this series and the next one, if there's a gap.
I don't think there's going to be a gap.
Oh, okay.
I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to double check the schedule. But I don't think I could do that right now without spoiling what's coming.
Us, yes.
Yeah. Like, I know what's coming. Marisa doesn't know what's coming.
I have no idea.
But yeah, we are now at the finale of Lupinranger versus Patranger.
I've got coins just in case it makes me swear.
Exactly. So we are finally here. It's very exciting. And I know as far as Power Rangers news, everyone's getting really hyped up for Beast Morphers because toy pictures have started coming out from Hasbro. So that's getting people hyped. Toy Fair, I believe, is this coming weekend in New York. So a lot of people are hypothesizing that that might be where the big announcement of when Beast Morphers is coming will be done. Because apparently Nickelodeon's doing a lot of press releases at Toy Fair, and so people are hoping, hey, maybe we'll find out when Beast Morphers is coming out. Maybe that's what they've been holding on to the trailer for. And who knows what we're going to see toy-wise at the Toy Fair, considering they've already announced a bunch of different figures for Beast Morphers.
Your face is a Toy Fair. Your mom is a Toy Fair.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I don't know. I don't think you know what you're trying to say.
I don't.
Okay. But yeah, so that was, sort of the big news were all the toy promotions that came out, like, the day after our last live reaction.
Yeah.
Because that's when things happen.
Of course.
They always come out like the day after. Because we try to do these, relatively early in the week, so it's, not long after the sub is available.
Yeah, we used to do them on Tuesdays. We're trying to do them on Mondays now.
As far as recording,
As far as recording them.
And then I usually release them on Wednesday, because I don't know what time we'll have available on Tuesday or Monday, or if, et cetera, et cetera.
Or if you'll have to edit it because I swore.
Yeah, just to have a consistent release day.
Yeah.
But that means that we miss end of week news, which, I mean, we're not news.
That's okay. End of week news can go in Power Rangers live reactions on Saturday when we go back to having those.
Yes. Alright. So, yeah, here we are at the end. Last time we got a pretty emotional conclusion for the main arc of the Lupinrangers.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that this will be, wrapping up the series as a whole.
I don't want it to be over.
Yeah. So we'll get a wrap on the Patranger story and the overall story of the show. A number of people have commented on, it's a half and half finale because the first half is the Lupinranger finale and then this will be the Patranger finale. And at first I'm like, oh, that's interesting. The Patrangers get the final episodes themselves. And I'm like, oh, wait, no, they're still getting shorted because when you get right down to it, they're sharing their finale with the entire show's finale.
Yeah. So,
they're going to get...
The Lupins still got more focus in there.
They're going to get less of a finale, I'm anticipating, and then the last half of it will be wrapping up everything, because that's how
it's going to go.
That's how these things work.
I mean...
That's my expectation. I am looking forward to seeing how they, will presumably finally take down Degranio. Want to see that wish. Everyone wants to see the big Lupin collection wish. So I think it's time we kick this off. See how it all wraps up with episode 51 of
Kaitou, Sentai, Lupinranger
versus Keisatsu, Sentai, Patranger I am sure I will see you again.
Yakusoku wa iranai.
Blake. There it goes. Okay. Just had a weird little delay on the sound. Yes, that final battle with Zamigo. Which was a pretty sweet battle. Everybody's free. When they say all the frozen victims were restored...
I assume you mean the ones who weren't turned into costumes.
We don't actually know, actually. I don't think we got a clear view of that. So yeah, he's like, yeah, they beat Zamigo, but now they're trapped in my safe.
I feel like if the people who came back as costumes were going to show up, we probably would have seen the guy in the red jacket right next to his friend.
I think we may have. They were just in the background, and I couldn't quite tell because I hadn't imprinted their face well enough. Whoosh! Oh, nice! Get those lyrics out. Wait, do we get lyrics? What's happening?
We're not singing.
We're not singing. We are getting an instrumental. Oh.
We're getting a shortened version.
Oof.
Because we don't have time for the whole song.
That was pretty stylish. They're just shooting
Looks
at
like
random
this
things.
isn't happening.
That's cute.
They're trying to get out.
That was a stylish little instrumental. Oh boy, yeah, he's just bringing out collection pieces because he's got collection pieces. Ooh, oh, that's from Gingaman. Nice. Lights of Orion. Oh, is that a Seisa changer from Kyuranger floating around? I love all these little collection pieces floating around. It's great. Like, we did what we wanted to do.
At least you're together.
Yeah. Oh.
Their spirits are awfully high for people who think they are doomed.
I mean,
Yumika's got the sad smile, but
they're running high off the satisfaction of having succeeded in their goal. That's mitigating things considerably. He's trying.
I'm not going to cut that open.
Yeah, it does not break.
Not even me. We covered
Ooh,
this last
his cane is a sword. That cane is a sword.
Of course it's a cane sword. Why wouldn't it be a cane sword?
What is that? That looks like an overdrive telescope thing. That's interesting. The police have some of the collection. And then Kogure has the book. They just realized something.
That they have the book.
Do they have the book? I'm curious if they have the book or not. Oh! Goody's going for backup from Kogure to get the safe open. Oof, that city. Yeah, maybe you overdid it a little bit.
Bigger audience. You've got the whole city. What do you mean a bigger audience?
I think the implication is that he wiped out a good chunk of his audience.
Oops. He's still in his thief outfit.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't had time to change, I guess. Or at least he hasn't done any of his dramatic whoosh. Yeah. He has caused a lot of suffering. Whoa. Shadow chains. Oh, that's not good. Oh, none of this is good.
We're gonna pelt them with sharp rocks again.
That's not good. None of that is good.
They just had sharp rocks. They don't need sharp rocks again. And these ones are on fire. they just exploded.
What was that?
Crocodile?
Maybe? No. Are they? They are. How are they doing this?
This is inside the book. When you put stuff inside the book, it shows up in this room.
Is that it? Interesting. They do have the book. Yes. Oh, that's right. He did leave it with them. I forgot that he left it with them. I wasn't sure if they had it or not. Because I saw them with it in the preview. But I couldn't remember if they had it or why. But he did leave it with them. There we go.
You don't have to get into his safe because the thieves just took everything out of his safe.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the book was going somewhere. I thought the stuff was just going into the book.
Yeah, exactly. That's nice.
But the catalog teleports it to that room.
That's... I feel like that could have been explained in an earlier episode. That's how that works. Like there are other things where it's like
when Goody flew into the room and there was a bunch of stuff on the shelves. I'm like, why is that not in the book?
Yeah, exactly.
Now I realize that is in the book. That room is in the book.
Yeah, sort of.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he's still got his abilities. Oof.
His abilities appear to be chains.
Apparently.
He can smack you with chains. Oh, and you can yank him by them. Ha-ha!
Nice. Oh, they're sending their pieces out too, so all the pieces are out of the book. Including the changers.
The VS changers went through as well.
Yes.
That's everything except the police pieces.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Aww. That's so sweet.
Wanna go ride the Ferris wheel?
So I guess the book itself isn't a collection piece.
No.
I was starting to wonder because it has that weird ability. Oh, nice.
There we go.
Super Lupinranger uses Signal Striker, but Super Patranger uses Victory Striker.
Makes sense.
Also, he's definitely nicely equipped for using the prognostication ability. Oh, this is really cool. I like seeing them using all the thieves' abilities. It's a pretty nice perk. Yeah, you were retiring for a reason, dude.
Which had been inside.
That's right. Wait, was it?
Yes, and he just explained that. It was just sent to the storeroom. Goody just said it was just sent to the storeroom, which means it was inside with the Lupins.
Nice. Super Patronigo.
And there's the picture we saw in the preview.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just a little confused why they had Signal Striker with them inside, because I thought they'd given Signal Striker to the Patrangers in a previous episode. I lost track of when they
Who had what?
Yeah.
I think it got swapped for Victory Striker when they were on their way in.
I guess. They must have gotten it back after that story back.
Well, there was a lot of exchanging of stuff going on. I think Victory and Siren got swapped.
Ooh, nice.
It's sort of a Harry Potter Voldemort wand moment going on.
Yeah, and this is...
Right.
I'd say that, honestly, I'd say this is a little cooler than the Harry Voldemort wand moment, just because you're getting all this great collateral damage, and it's just shiny here. Oh!
Dongrio is gone. And now they realize what they've just done.
Yeah, that's the end of Degranio, isn't it?
And as far as they know...
No, wait, no. He pulled a We Are Groot. He pulled a We Are Groot and protected himself. Stop resisting.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Wow, those chains are really nice.
It's the only thing keeping me alive right now.
Yeah, pretty much. He'll take responsibility. Oof.
He's giving them the go-ahead to do it with the Lupin still inside.
Yeah.
And they can't do it.
So
Kaitou can't do it. Don't worry about me.
Oh, are they?
I need your help.
Are they having the same sort of moment that the Lupins had inside of that Lotus Eater machine when getting Lupin Magnum? He's going to be just like Kairi was the only one who could bring himself to shoot. I feel like Keiichiro is going to be the only one who can bring himself to shoot. He's trying. He's doing it. Yosaki is just sobbing inside of that.
Oh, yeah. And no way Noelle can do it.
Yeah.
It has to be Keiichiro.
Yeah. So, time to So we're going to destroy the thieves and then bring them back. Is that what's going to happen? Really gonna go for the headshot?
Okay, this is very end of Evangelion.
Oof. That was 1 year later. Whoa. Wait, there are still ganglers out there. So now they've
Phantom Thief is the heroine. Subject matter is passe. She's sure the Phantom Thieves are going to come back.
Now they've all had to go a year without them. Wow.
What the heck? He's not dead.
They couldn't finish him. Dude.
A gangler remnant.
Yeah. So that's how they're referring to them now. The actual gang has been disbanded.
They can't make the wish yet.
They don't
because
have all
a couple
the
of the
pieces.
ganglers still have pieces.
Exactly.
But they have dial fighters now.
Yep. And they've been continuing the mission. What?
How? How?
Okay. What? Oh, okay. So this is something from the movie that we haven't seen, I assume. Okay, we should definitely make sure to see this movie at some point to be like, what? Took him long enough.
Weren't you missing? Who brought you to the storeroom?
Their loved ones. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, that's great. That is great. All choked up.
Kyrie's having a real trouble looking at his brother, though. Right, because the last thing they had was an argument.
Thank you, Kogure. No.
You're the one who trained them.
Jackpot Striker, little bit of a Deus Ex. Kind of wish we'd seen that movie. But The fact their loved ones
became phantom thieves.
That's just great.
まだ怪盗を続けるつもりか？お兄さんたちは元に戻っただろう。だってルパンコレクションまだ集めきってないの。さっさとあいつからいただいて、おまわりさんたちのも返してもらわないと。コレクションを持ったギャングラーはやって最後でもまだギャングラーは残っている。装備を渡すわけにはいかん。貴様。行くぜ。
Are we having an adventure continues ending? Is that what's happening?
I'm okay with that.
That's super cute. There we go.
The credits are rolling.
We are not getting the wish.
Maybe the wish comes in the crossover movie with the next
They're just messing around. It shows. And that would probably be
bonk.
This is fun.
Love it. Oh, nice long shot too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're gonna follow each ranger, I think.
I think so,
shot.
which is great. I love long
You
shots.
know you
Yes.
love long shots.
Yes, I approve of the long shot. That's beautiful.
What's that thing on the floor? That just
Is it a
shot.
bomb? We're here for your treasure.
This story is a work of fiction.
Oh, nice!
That's the guy for the next one.
That's
right?
our handoff.
Yeah!
I
love the handoffs. The handoffs.
I'm surprised that we didn't that
Get our wish.
I'm surprised we didn't get our trailer included in this video file. I was expecting that to happen. I was expecting us to have the trailer at the end.
I think they might be saving the wish for a movie.
I think that might be the return. I wouldn't be surprised if the wish is in the Returns v Cinema.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Their crossover with the next.
Not the crossover, but the Returns movie.
Oh, they get a Returns movie?
As far as I've noticed, the pattern seems to generally go...
There's one movie during, a Returns movie, and then a with the next team movie.
And a team-up movie, yeah.
Okay.
Those are the three movies.
I was only aware of two movies, so there's also a Returns movie.
Yeah.
All right, we have to have...
Sort of an epilogue.
They have to give us... They have to give us the wish, then. They have to.
Yeah.
And probably the final showdown to get those VS Changers back.
I assume that's going to be the final thing, is figuring out, who gets the final, who gets
But it doesn't belong to you guys!
Yeah.
So once all the ganglers are gone, you really need to give it back.
Yeah.
I agree with their whole, we made it for the ganglers thing.
Right.
It's not as if Arsene Lupin can't wait another year.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was an interesting little unexpected bit of an ending.
That was not how I expected that to end. Yeah.
Like there were a bunch of different.
I was thinking that they were either going to have to use the wish to get the Lupins out.
Yeah.
Or that we'd get the wish at the end, but neither of these things happened.
I mean, we had that one element that we did not know about because of the summer movie. So I feel a little bad that we weren't able to watch it sooner.
I'm wondering if the summer movie, no, probably not.
I'm going to see if I can find...
Summer movie probably does not tell the story of them getting the thing. Probably they used jackpot, found jackpot, and lost jackpot during that movie. Yeah,
that would be what I assume is from the movie, since they were referencing something we never saw in the show, which I always find a little cheap.
Especially for a finale.
For a finale, that I thought that felt a little cheap.
That's a bit of a
I'm usually fine with it close to the ending, but having that be vital to the end, that was probably my
This is what we call
my one weak point.
An pull. I told you I was going to need those quarters.
Yeah, there you go. One thing I do want to try seeing if I can find
is the preview,
because I knew that it had been released, but for some reason, but usually it tends to be included in these, so I was surprised when it wasn't. I thought it was going to be included sooner, but in this particular case, it wasn't. All right.
One thing I noticed is that the Phantom Thief outfits for their friends, their loved ones. Now, on the one hand, I know people probably thinking, well, they only needed them for one episode, so obviously they weren't going to put as much, work into them or whatever. But also, Umika wasn't there to design them.
That's true. I mean, they still looked pretty snappy.
Oh, they looked great, but you would notice they were very black.
Yes.
With some colored accents. Right. Which made it probably a lot easier to put together from clothes you buy at the store. Yeah. As opposed to Umika making she totally made a red brocade jacket. That was not a thing that you found in a store. Yeah.
And the whole, that was a very nice, unexpected sort of mirroring in a series that's full of mirroring.
I loved it. I
was not expecting them to mirror it with their loved ones, because there's it's always been about, Lupinrangers, Patrangers. I never would have expected them to bring in the loved ones at the end as the, operating as the Phantom Thieves. I do wonder if their loved ones, during that past year, morphed at any point, because I don't know necessarily how these VS changers operate. I can't recall if other people can use their VS changers.
Did they have VS changers there?
They didn't have VS changers with them, but they wouldn't have had a reason to have brought them with them.
Fair enough.
But they spent the last year being Phantom Thieves. Were they Phantom Thieves who could morph?
That's a good question.
I feel like that just... I feel like this episode alone, is...
So many questions!
It's basically like this right here was like a font of potential fan fictions, because you have that year-long gap. How did the Patrangers deal with this last year? How did their loved ones deal with this last year? What was it like spending a year inside the safe? And then, of course, that moment where Keishiro tries to shoot Degranio in the head, and you see him and Kairi on, this imaginary lake. I'm just like...
It wasn't even like a lake. It was almost like a quarter-inch of water that was reflecting a perfectly blue sky.
Yeah. And it's one of those...
That seems very neon Genesis.
And that was one of those visual moments where I'm like, okay, I don't know... Because I don't follow this. I don't know if there's, a huge shipping fan base for Kairi and Keishiro, but if there hasn't been up until this point...
There
is now. I'm sure of it. There's no way that, that Kairi, Keishiro's shippers, whatever they may call themselves, didn't, explode at that scene. I'm convinced that's a thing. Which isn't even a thing I've been thinking about as a thing
until this visual.
Until that visual. And in retrospect, of course there are shippers. Any characters with any sort of
There's probably even
and their dynamic was central to the show.
There's probably even Toma Tsukasa shippers, and that makes me sad because Toma is already engaged.
Yeah, exactly.
But they probably exist.
I'm not gonna lie, that last little bit with Toma and Tsukasa fighting in the final sequence was a little bit of a flirtatious fight. I love how Tsukasa and Toma fought, Keiichiro and Kairi fought, and then you have Tsukasa and Umika going, Yahoo! Yahoo!
He got distracted.
That was super cute. This was a very emotionally satisfying finale.
Oh my God,
more so than I actually thought it was going to be.
Gonna cry when their loved ones turned up in the outfits and they were just like, coming out of the shadows.
That was a good swift punch to the feels right there. And then it was a feel-good final scene with the fight. It was fun. It was cute. And it was very much in that sort of adventure continues kind of vein that...
Oh, I love it.
That is not always appropriate, but I feel kind of works for this show.
It does.
And the reason that it worked was specifically because... Well, there are a couple reasons. One is that, primarily, within the context of the show... No, the cops aren't going to give them their collection pieces. They want to keep fighting the ganglers. That's perfectly reasonable. And the only reason that they would have used the collection pieces for a wish would have been...
To get them out of the safe.
To get the Lupinrangers back. But now the Lupinrangers got back on their own. That negates the need for the wish.
No need for that.
So that was all a nice little bait. That was a really
We're coming
good
for your treasure.
That was a really good bait and switch with both the wish and with shooting DeGranio. Oh, yeah. That was a really nice bait and switch because we were both convinced
that he off DeGranio. Absolutely.
Like that pull away. It was to an extent to leave
We totally thought that was a gory discretion shot.
But it was actually to keep things ambiguous.
Yeah.
And the fact it took a minute before we got the reveal of that outcome was
That is a really weird outfit.
Alright, so...
Did you find it?
I did.
Alright, go ahead.
I shall... Because I found... These things are available on YouTube.
We have a wonderful thing called a smart TV, so now we're going to cast directly from Jake's phone to the TV the preview for the next season.
Yeah. For most things, I cannot just send them to the TV without having to plug it into my laptop, etc. But YouTube, I can send that right from my phone to the TV.
YouTube and Netflix can go right there.
Yep.
It has to be a legitimate streaming service.
We got the app for that.
That's really what it is. It has to be
it'll take a moment to load.
With a corresponding app that's loaded onto the TV.
So now here's our bonus
out.
mini reaction, and then we'll do our final thoughts, I think, after our bonus mini reaction here.
I'm just so like,
So it just takes a little bit and let's hope that it loads properly, because our TV's... It's a smart TV, but it's not that smart.
It's a very early generation smart TV.
Here we go.
My grandmother got it for us as a
long before humanity was born, there were warriors who protected the earth.
Dinosaurs again?
Clad in the power of dinosaurs, wielding legendary swords, knights with righteous hearts. Their name is Kisiryu Sentai Ryu Soldier. The swords passed down through the generations are their mark of justice, and this video is stuck on loading.
Didn't we just have dinosaurs? They got turned into Dino Charge?
Yes, but technically speaking, that was 6 years ago now. That Kiryuger came out. I'm
guessing Ryu means dinosaur?
Ryu means dragon.
Because it seems to be the name of all the dinosaur...
Kyoryu means dinosaur. Ryu means dragon, Kyoryu is dinosaur.
Kyoryu.
So it's basically like thunder dragon.
Thunder dragon.
Yeah. I think. I don't know what Kyo actually means. But
Hiya.
But, well,
YouTube is buffering!
Our YouTube is always buffering. It's a problem with our YouTube.
Who's a good boy? Oliver is here to distract the audience while we buffer. Who's a good boy?
Okay, I'm going to try and do a thing.
Who's got a schnoz? Let me kiss
I'm
your
going to do a
schnoz.
thing. I'm going to start playing something else and then I'll double back to this.
That's usually the best way to make it work.
Troubleshooting in real time. Okay, now it's doing this thing again. Hopefully it'll actually make it past the first 30 seconds, because that's where they catch you.
Upside down, look at this thing,
Yes.
and then morpher of dinosaurs again.
But yeah, that's why Kyoryu was the Dino Rangers. And Zyuranger was Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger. And then Abaranger was Bakuryu Sentai Abaranger. And now we have Kishiryu. The new rear soldiers are born here.
That guy's got a tunic, he looks like
Rear soul red. We are going to protect. Alright. Yep, they're protecting the earth. Rear soul blue. So yes, they have rear souls, or dragon souls, I think is how that translates pretty much. There we go.
They also have, like, civilian clothes that make me feel like this is taking place in, like, the Zelda universe.
Well, they seem to be leaning into the knight, the like Knights of the Round Table elements.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was going with the whole Zelda thing.
A girl who accidentally encounters them now helps out. Oh my gosh, she's adorable.
This is
His father, a paleontologist studying the Kishiryu.
She's a YouTuber.
The real oh my god, they work with a YouTuber, that's great. Warlike tribe that once ruled the earth, Druidon. Although they fled to space before, the Druidons are back again.
I mean, maybe not a YouTuber, she could be an Instagrammer. Definitely, she just said something about this being the You channel.
Yeah. Now is the time to awaken the rear soul.
Well, they're in the
Unleash the
city.
legendary battle of the Kishiryu. Evolved dinosaurs that fight with the knights. Yes, I know.
That Tyrannosaur is probably one of the coolest practical Zords I've seen in years.
When their hearts become one with the Kishiryu and legendary powers, make your soul one. And it's also just a really soulful. That's a sleek-looking Megazord. I'm not gonna lie. Stalwart Knight, the Gusting Knight, the Regal Knight.
The 5 swords will be used. Yeah, they're really leaning into the knight part.
Rear Soldier is not premiering until March 17th. And there is a reason for that. I have not yet seen... I need to... Oh, wait. I need to stop it before it...
Lupinranger versus Patranger Kaitou VSF.
I literally just clicked on the next closest link, and that was the next... There is actually something that's going on during the next 4 weeks going into Rear Soldier. I'll see if I can find a trailer for that, because I need to actually remember exactly what the name of it is. But there is something going on.
So we're going to have like a 4-episode series or something?
There is something. It's a thing. I need to actually remember the name of it. But yes, that is Rear Soldier. It was announced a little while back. And yes, we are back to dinosaurs. And not only are we back to dinosaurs, like, the Dino Charge vibes are strong here.
Look at the zigzag black and white thing going on. Yeah, no, I'm just like...
Well...
I'm feeling redundancy already.
Here's a question.
But they really are leaning into the night thing.
Yeah, I think that helps. Well, one of the things that among the various things that I've noticed in here is, did you notice the color pattern for this Ranger team? What the 5 colors are?
Yeah, they are the same as the Dino Charge.
They're the same as the Dino Charge Rangers. In fact, Dino Charge is the only season that's had that 5 color setup.
Yeah, there's no yellow.
Yeah. I don't know what the deal is with yellow. Like, they're really leaning hard into the recreating Kyryuger in a lot of elements there.
I mean, most of them have a yellow.
Like, you may have also noticed that the Megazord, or at least the core Megazord, is red body with blue and pink arms.
What I really noticed was how wonderful that practical T-Rex was.
I will admit, it is shiny. It is very shiny.
They've had a lot of really shiny CG Zords lately.
Yeah.
But that has got to be one of the shiniest practicals I've seen.
That is a really nice looking practical, and I liked the maneuverability that they've got. It's a very sleek Megazord mode too.
It was trucking along.
We do not get enough sleek Megazord forms, and I really like that we'll be seeing a sleek Megazord next time. Cause
I always
we get a lot of bulky Megazords.
A sleek one, that's why like we've discussed before, you really enjoy Ultrazords, and I really don't.
Well, I enjoy Ultrazords in a very specific way.
But for me, the lack of sleekness really ticks me off. I don't like that it no longer has enough limb movement, so I'm very pleased.
Well, basically, I like Ultrazords when they evoke the original Ultrazord in terms of, okay, the Megazord now has its own,
vehicle.
It's riding into battle. That riding into battle thing, I really like that aesthetic. Riding into battle, all decked out in artillery, that's cool. Like, you look at the original Ultrazord, that's basically a chariot with a pair of bazookas on the side.
It is. But then it doesn't do anything anymore. It may as well be a remote control car, and that bothers me. It's a really cool remote control car. It's a preference thing.
Yeah.
But I like that sleek one there. That thing looks like, even in a practical, the guy in that suit could really get to some business.
Like, we do not get sleek Megazords very often anymore. Like, nothing in Lupat has a sleek design, really. Neither did Kyuranger. Zyuohger, definitely not.
I feel like although the advent of CG has given us some really interesting maneuverability they did not previously have, at the same time it's allowed them to get away with costumes that you just can't with that thing.
Good cool VSX Kaiser is a perfect example where that thing, outside of CG, you could not move.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it moves great in CG, but it's got to be clipping through itself.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to be clipping through itself, which means it doesn't work as a practical.
I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily clipping through itself or not.
It's got to be when it's doing things like flying kicks. I don't think its hip lets its knee come up that far when it's a practical.
When it's a practical, no.
Well, that's
they probably modeled it just a little bit differently so that things that look like gears when it's practical are actually gears, etc. But if we've had a slew of bulky Megazords.
Yeah, where in practical they can barely get their knee up to take another.
I'm like tracing it backwards, like Lupat no, Kyuranger no. Zyuohger, they were blocks.
They were blocks.
Nothing against Zyuohger or anything. Just they're cubes. Those are they're not sleek.
They're literally cubes.
And then prior to that we had Ninja, which is like it's a mech inside of a mech, which is an interesting concept, but not a sleek one.
Correct.
Well, actually. There has been one sleek Zord in Lupat, and that was Lupin Magnum.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was an auxiliary independent Zord.
And when they fold out of one thing, they do tend to be a lot. We got the same thing in Ninja Steel with the individual.
Yeah, with the individual like Robo Red Zord or Robo Rider Zord. Zords, individual Zords, yes. Megazords, though,
don't usually
not
come
so much.
sleek. This one looks like it's going to be cool.
And then if we keep going backwards, before Ninja was Tokyuger. Yeah, no, those are trains. They are not sleek. Well, I mean, they're sleek as individual trains, but when you put them together, it's a block.
And before this, we had Kaitou, which was almost entirely.
Well, I already mentioned that one.
Okay.
I'm moving backwards in time.
My brain isn't keeping up.
So before Tokyuger was Kyryuger, which
that's Dino Charge.
That's Dino Charge. Though they are very chunky.
Very chunky.
Very chunky dinosaurs. Prior to that was Go Busters, where Go Buster Ace was.
I was going to say that may have been one of the sleeker ones they've had.
That's one of the sleekest ones in the last, 8 years. And
but the thing about Go Busters is it felt very different than most of the other.
Well, even that's just the Red Zord.
Right.
Again, that's not. We keep not seeing sleek combos. And no, this one. This Red Zord does seem to have its own Megazord mode, and then...
Yeah, that really cool T-Rex I keep talking about.
And then Pink and Blue seem to attach onto it without it actually seeming to lose too much of its sleekness, which is nice.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the last time I've seen any sort of combo that did not...
That did not reduce the flexibility of
Yeah, that lost its... That, was still sleek after a combo.
Yeah.
Because once you get up to Go Buster O... You're putting on the gorilla and the bunny, and that thing gets bulky.
Oh, it gets really bulky.
Maybe Go Kaiger, the legendary Megazord from Super Megaforce was.
I don't even remember what that looked like.
The pirate ship, that one with the cannon out of its chest.
Oh.
That one was at least reasonably maneuverable. It had a pair of cutlasses.
But I feel like that one was aided by the CG significantly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You get then you go farther back. You got Go Sager. No, nothing from that.
Go Say. There's a simple explanation for that.
Shinkanger. About on the same level as Go Kaiger. Like it's at least a little bit more humanoid and not super chunky blocky.
Super chunk! Sorry, there's something wrong with me.
Apparently. And then I'll switch over to the Power Ranger names at this point, because RPM, no. Jungle Fury, that one was a little bit more, it had the Kung Fu element.
I was going to say, it had decent joints.
Yeah.
It still had a Michelin Man problem going on, but it did get narrower at the joints.
Yeah. So those are all a little bit more like, okay, these are reasonable sized Megazords as opposed to the big.
Yeah.
We've gotten a lot of chunky Megazords over the last
a lot.
8 years of Sentai, 10 years of Sentai. Pretty much everything since Gekiranger, which was the source material for Jungle Fury, has been fairly chunky. With the lesser examples being the Samurai Megazord and the Legendary Megazord being reasonable as opposed to chunky.
CHONCK. Chonk. It's a chonk.
But I think the Ninja Megazord from season 3.
Even though you are a bit of a chonk.
I think the Ninja Megazord from season 3 of MMPR is a good example of a little bit more of a sleek Megazord. And that's a little bit more in line. That's not that much sleeker than Jungle Fury. But yeah, I like seeing those forms.
Sleek in 10 minutes.
apparently a lot. Sorry. So yeah, that was my analysis.
That was your sleek analysis.
That was my sleek analysis of sword designs. I know I talked about that for way too long.
Hey Jake, do you think it was sleek?
I also know a lot of the mechanics
of
how things are working with this new season aren't looking great. And I'm trying to see if I can find actually the trailer for what's coming next. And then I just realized I got a email from... I'm going to have to check the weather outside.
I don't think you're going anywhere in this weather.
It was a student who, like, I may or may not be
tonight?
tutoring, I'm not sure. The snow is coming down pretty heavy.
I had a doctor's appointment, and the doctor's appointment was like, can we reschedule because we don't want to be here anymore. I was like, yeah, I'll reschedule because I don't want to drive there in this.
I'm going to see if I can find this. Oh, wait. I think I found it. Okay. I don't know which of these is the right thing. Because I'm trying to make sure I'm looking at an actual preview rather than, okay, I think this one's it. Alright, so this is what's actually coming next week. So let's see if this actually loads properly. It should be a quick 30-second trailer. There we go.
Got enough Red Rangers? Hey, it's Doggy. And a Pink Ranger.
So yeah, there are no subs on this.
It seems to be sort of a Forever Red kind of thing.
It is Super Sentai Strongest Battle. It is a 4-week special with the strongest of the Super Sentai.
So mostly that's Red Rangers, but apparently we also brought in Doggy's counterpart and a particular Pink Ranger.
Yes. From what I gather, the core 5, who we are looking at, is Captain Marvelous, aka Gokai Red, Super Mega Force Red, Yamato from Zyuranger, so that's Zhuo Eagle, Red Ranger. We have Takaharu from Ninja. So he's Nin Red, Ninja Steel. And then we have, for Pink Ranger, we have Tokyo 5. That's Kagura from Tokyuger. And we have Stinger from Kyuranger, Sasori Orange. So that's apparently our 5 strongest core team there, and I have no clue what's going to be happening outside of there's apparently going to be a lot of fighting between Rangers, and we're going to have a whole bunch of cameos.
This is the ultimate showdown.
Pretty much.
Ultimate destiny.
Like, just going off of the little bit I know about it, I'm curious if this is going to be, like, a series of, like, bracket duels or something. I have no clue what to expect.
Good guys, bad guys, and explosions. As far as the eye can see, and only one will survive. I wonder who it will be.
I'm looking forward to seeing what this is actually going to be like.
Ultimate destiny.
I am looking forward to seeing how Ryusoulger is going to be able to break out of the mold of past Dinosaur Sentai, because
seriously,
it's leaning very heavily on Kyuranger design elements, and Zyuranger was very similar as far as having these, like, dormant knights who awaken in present day, which I'm not sure if that's exactly what they're doing, if they're waking up in present day, or if these are just people in present day who happen to dress like knights, which
they're
feels...
Scadians!
I think they said in the trailer that, the YouTuber discovers the Ryusoulgers, so I'm assuming that they're actually been dormant all this time, so they're from the past, which is the
The Green Ranger looks
Ranger.
like he stole his costume from Link.
Yeah, a little bit. The Blue Ranger has that fun blue hair for some reason. But yeah, it very much looks like a blend of
I feel like
Ranger,
it's Dinosaur Skyrim.
And yeah, Dinosaur Skyrim. There we go. I feel like that's a good name for it. So, looking forward to checking out Dinosaur Skyrim and seeing how they play into the night element, which
Knights of the Elder Scrolls.
I mean, let's face it, Ranger kind of did it first. So we'll
I have a feeling I'm really gonna like you.
The YouTuber character.
Yeah.
She looks adorable.
I know. I think I'm gonna like her.
She just when that character popped up, I'm like, you saw me say you are adorable.
And
I have a feeling that I hope that she's actually as likable as she appears, because she
probably
looks
also going to be
likable.
obnoxious. You realize that, right?
Yes, probably. But
likably obnoxious, I hope.
But I hope that she's not actually obnoxious and she's just as adorable as she appears, because she appears adorable. And so, circling all the way back, we have reached the end of Lupinranger vs. Patranger live reactions.
I don't want it to be over.
I
can't wait till they return in their movie.
Yeah, and there is still a movie that we can watch when we have a
we
free
can watch the movie from the middle of the thing, the summer movie.
That might be something that maybe we'll watch either during a gap, or maybe we'll just make that be a Saturday when we don't have Power Rangers.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
Because I'd like to see that piece of the story that we missed.
Chomp Cat's looking at me. Yeah, because the vet said you need to lose weight.
As far as it being, I felt like it was a good emotional conclusion to the story. It ended on a nice, fun note. There were heavy feels in there. I know you started crying.
You did.
I got close. Which is something that didn't happen to us last year.
No, it did not.
So kudos to you. We really enjoyed the end of Ranger, but
it did not cry.
It did not hit us with the feels. With the emotions so hard as this one did. So kudos.
Kudos to Udos.
I enjoyed the series as a whole.
I'm ashamed of my own pun.
It's interesting how Ranger kept, in many regards, kept a lot of its elements a bit more light and fun, while having a really sort of darker, overarching story where I was invested in seeing all the different pieces of the story. Whereas this one had a really strong emotional core, despite having
kind of dodgy plot.
A very loose and goofy story throughout most of it.
Kind of dodgy plot.
So very much a good juxtapiposition, a good change up.
I am always a sucker for the character-driven stuff. I really am.
And they managed to make it. They really managed to tie it off well at the end, and I love whenever series can do that. My main criticism is just the jackpot striker element.
That was
the catalog.
That was very Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, and the
catalog was great.
The catalog was cool, but the catalog was another thing that the mechanics of it should have been established earlier.
Probably, yeah. And I do kind of wonder where they were keeping it.
Yeah, they had it just in their hammer space, and it felt like an awkward thing to have brought into battle.
I mean, they must have some degree of hammer space, because there's no way that VS Changer fits in your pocket.
Yeah, the whole thing with them having the catalog with them inside,
hammer space, yeah,
that felt a little dodgy.
Yeah.
The fact that it teleported things, which had never actually been established up until now, felt a little dodgy, and bringing in Jackpot Striker from the movie,
that felt a lot dodgy.
Felt a lot dodgy.
I can excuse the first two.
Maybe the mechanics of the catalog were explored in the movie. That's possible.
That is possible.
We need to check this movie out.
We need to
and be like, what's the deal with these elements that tied into the finale? Because generally speaking, I don't think the movie is usually that vital to the plot in that way.
Then it shouldn't be that vital to the resolution of the final episode. If it's going to be important, I feel like it should come up in an earlier episode so that it's just,
like...
so that whatever was brought in from it can be established before the finale! Before the very moment it's needed in the finale!
Yeah, I've seen things where it's like, okay... I know that, for instance, X-Aid, I watched through the series, I did my writer log on that, and that had some movies in the middle of it, and I don't recall any elements being integral to the resolution of the show that were from outside of the show itself. I didn't feel like I needed to go see a movie to, piece together what had happened. And same thing with Build. Although with Build there were certain elements that were introduced in a movie and came into play during the series, and it foreshadowed the resolution of the series. It was not something I needed to see in order to understand the series.
Right.
And
I feel like that's how it kind of should be with the movies, is that if you miss them, you don't miss anything absolutely critical, and that's why I was saying that, well, now they want their dinner.
Yeah. I feel like movies should add extra context, but not requisite context.
Not critical item that is going to save the day in the very last 10 minutes of the last episode.
Like, I'm aware that, I know that Kamen Rider Double has an origin movie. But, in that context, you don't necessarily always need to see the origin if it's explored enough throughout the rest of the series.
And that's why I was saying that if something from the movie was introduced, I would have wanted it to be introduced earlier and established earlier as having come from the movie, and then used in the finale.
Yeah.
But not just show up at the last 5 minutes to be all like, boom, and I solved the plot.
That was the key weak point of this. Now, the Lupinrangers help, disabling Tigrania from inside. We call that. We knew that was going to happen when we saw the preview.
Was Umika giving him a haircut? We're giving Toma a haircut right before they got pulled out?
I don't know. I did not notice that.
He had like this green thing draped around his shoulders.
I did not notice.
Okay.
I missed that, whatever that was.
I almost feel like that was them being all like, by the way, this is why their hair still looks the same.
Fair enough. That's a nice little thing. If that's what was in there, that's a nice little cute nod to them somehow surviving inside of an endless void. And I don't know.
Endless void had grass and trees and a Ferris wheel, so I'm sure they found something to eat. Even if it was grass.
They ate the Ferris wheel. Who would have thought that Ferris wheel was made of sausages?
Eating grass does terrible things to your teeth.
I'm sure it does.
It has, silica in it.
Yeah. It's not a thing to do.
Humans are not meant to eat grass.
No, we're not.
I hope they didn't have to eat grass. Maybe those trees had fruit.
I feel like, anyway, now at the end of things, I feel like the rivalry now between the Lupinrangers and the Patrangers is now just a friendly one. They're fighting, but it's not with the same sort of fighting they were doing before.
No, it's gone from actual anger to you.
Oh, you!
You're doing that thing. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Wait, you're still gonna be thieves?
And technically speaking, they did arrest them before, and now that everything is resolved, technically, I suppose they should take them back into custody.
Which I think they might have been willing to let go.
Yeah.
If they hadn't have showed back up and been all like, yeah, we have to steal your VS changers.
Yeah, exactly. It was cute.
It was adorable, and I love it.
And you know what? That's actually something that they can fight about. It only took until after the resolution of the series for them to have something to fight about.
Alright.
So I think we can safely say that we have enjoyed this series as a whole.
Loved it.
The characters were great. The story was a bit uneven.
But the characterization was so good.
The characterization was very good. The biggest issues with the series is the same thing that we've said throughout, which was that there was very weak reasons for the primary conflict between the two Ranger teams.
Yep.
And it's a shame because that was such of a selling point of the show. You know, it's right there in the title.
Versus.
I mean, technically Versus is used in like any team up, but they didn't treat it really as a team up show.
No, it was definitely
a rivalry.
A rivalry this time.
And they kept that rivalry going all throughout. It was interesting that the final two bosses were defeated separately.
Yeah.
You know, I think we always kind of assumed that the final fight was going to be a full team fight.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
6 of them working together, but it wasn't.
And I think that ended up actually working quite well.
I think so too.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been clear on.
I think we're going in circles at this point.
We're going in circles on this point, reiterating our points that we've made throughout the entire series.
We liked it.
We enjoyed it. The twists were the emotional twists were the best part. So
looking forward to seeing this new business with the knights and the dinosaurs in this ultimate showdown of Ultimate Destiny.
Yeah. So I think until next time, farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you.
Adieu, thieves.
Goodbye, Cups.